Good morning, everyone. Today, our topic is about the criteria for choosing assessment tools. The purpose is to help make better assessments decisions. So, imagine you're teaching a science unit on ecosystems. How do you know if students truly understand the interconnections between organisms? Do you give a multiple test choice, assign a project, or use a combination? So, today we'll explore how to make these critical decisions. Remember, confident start, eye contact, and pause after opening questions. Our two main objectives. So, think of this as a building your assessment toolkit. Just like a carpenter wouldn't use a hammer for every job, educators need different tools for different learning outcomes. By the end of the day, you'll know which tool to use when. The assessment category is performance-based, which is two types. We have the portfolios and records, the demonstrations, and projects. And for the traditional testing, we have the multiple choice, the objectives, and the essays for deep thinking. So in portfolio, a student's writing portfolio shows their growth from simple sentence in September to complex paragraph by December. You can literally see the learning journey unfold, not just the final destination. So in demonstration, in a cooking class, watching students properly knife vegetables tells you more about their skills than any written test could. Their technique and safety awareness and confidence are visible in real time. This assessment. Assessment is a systematic process which collects, analyzes, and interprets. We have two components: the data collection, which evidence gathering, and analysis, which interpreting information. We have two types of that: the formative, which is the during learning, and the summative, which is after the instruction. So, example of this is when a student solves math problems on the board. You're collecting evidence of their problem-solving skills. And then for analysis, if, like example, there are three students that makes the same error pattern, that's not a coincidence. So it tells you something specific about your instruction that needs addressing. Creating rubrics, which defines the criteria and the standards linked to objectives. It has two purposes: the scoring consistency, which is a uniform evaluation, and we have the self-assessment guidance, which is the student understanding. Then the two types of it is the holistic, which is a single score, and the analytic, which is to separate the criteria scores. In consistency, with a clear rubric, whether you grade essay at 8 a.m. with coffee or 8 p.m. when tired, your standards remain the same. Student gets fair evaluation regardless of when you assess their work. And then in self-assessment, students can use the same rubric to check their work before submission. They become partners in the assessment process, not just passive recipients of grades. Technology and assessment digital platforms. You have the online testing systems, the LMS, and real-time feedback systems, which has two challenges: the privacy concerns, which protects the data, the digital divide, which equals access. In LMS, platforms like Canva or Google Classroom can automatically grade quizzes and provide instant feedback. Students know immediately that they got right or wrong, rather than waiting days for returning papers. And in privacy, when using online tools, remember that you're handling sensitive student information. Always check if the platform is FERPA compliant, and never share login credentials or student data inappropriately. Then in digital divide, not all students have reliable internet or devices at home. So your online assessment shouldn't penalize students for circumstances beyond their control. With three compare assessment methods. First, the research which investigate all online methods, compare which analyze similarities and differences in effectiveness. In research guidance, look for assessment methods currently used in real classrooms, not just theoretical approaches. And in comparison, consider factors like time investments, student engagements, and alignment with learning objectives, which a method might be innovative but impractically for daily use, or traditional but highly effective for specific outcomes. Collection showing progress over time, and have two components: the digital artifacts, which work samples, and the reflective statements, which students analysis. Then the benefits: teachers equals progress, view, and organizations, and students have ownership and gets to reflect. So in digital artifacts, a student's e-portfolios might include their first attempt in writing code, screenshots, or debugging process, and their final working program. Each piece show growth and learning progression. And in reflection, students write brief explanation of their learning process, which says, "I struggle with loops at first, but practicing with different examples helped me understand the pattern." So this metacognition deepens learning. Teachers benefit. Examples of benefiting in cabinets full of student works and organized digital collections that parents can access during conferences, and showing clear evidence of growth over time. Such as consistency example, a student takes the same math assessment twice under similar conditions. They should get similar scores, and with wide variation suggests that the assessment isn't really reliable. And then in inner reader, two teachers using the same rubric to grade the same essay should arrive at a very similar scores. If one gives an A and another gives a C, then the rubrics needs improvement. Then in the content validity, for example, if you spend 3 weeks teaching photosynthesis, but your test focuses mainly on plant anatomy, then you're not validly assessing what you're actually teaching. Now we have formative versus summative assessment. The key insight is to use both together. Example, students write one thing they learned and one question they still have. This takes 2 minutes but gives you immediate feedback about your lesson's effectiveness. Like in mid-lecture, ask how many feel confident about solving this equation. Then raise hands till you whether to move forward or spend more time on practice. Use formative data to design your summative assessment. If exit tickets show students struggling with the application or the problem, then include more application questions on the final exam. And in the last slide, we have the key takeaways. The principle to course and the success factors. So, purpose driven. Every quiz, project, or observation should answer the question: how does it help me understand student learning and improve my teaching? If you can't answer that, then reconsider the assessment. Some students shine on tests, others through projects, others in discussions. Multiple assessment methods ensures every student has opportunities to demonstrate their learning strength. So remember that assessment isn't about catching students doing something wrong, them doing something right and helping them to even do better. Thank you.